G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/AmITheA, where on our first story today, OP uninvites her friend to a party, or wants to, because she is smelly, and she doesn't know whether to confront the friend about her smell or not. So if you guys like this story, smack the like button, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's go. Would I be the asshole if I uninvited a friend from a party because of her hygiene? My friend Addie has always had a slight smell. She lives a bohemian lifestyle. As a result, she doesn't always have a reliable place to do laundry or shower. She's a fun person to hang out with, so I just accepted it as one of her many quirks. However, within the past 8 weeks or so, the smell has become much worse. It's an intense, musty odor that fills whatever small place we're in and sticks to any cloth she comes into contact with. For example, if Addie sat on my bed, I'll have to strip the sheets to wash after she leaves, or the smell will stay in the room. The last time she came over, my housemates complained that the smell drifted all the way downstairs from my room. Now that Addie's problem is affecting other people in my life, I have to acknowledge it. Because the issue got worse within the past few months, it could be signs of a health issue, physical or mental. I don't know how I could ever bring up the smell with Addie herself. How can you broach a subject like that without utterly embarrassing the person? So, the asshole part. Months ago, before the smell got worse, I invited Addie to a party that I'm hosting. Now I'm concerned that her hygiene issues will impact the enjoyment of my other guests. Do I lie and tell her that it's cancelled or postponed, and still hold it for my other friends? Or do I address the issue directly? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I'm lying or excluding my friend from social activities based on a characteristic I'm not sure that she's aware of or responsible for. Now in the comments, she's your friend, and since it sounds like you care about her, don't be afraid to have the tough convo, not the asshole. Tell her the truth, offer her your shower and laundry, be a good friend. You would be the asshole if you uninvite her without explaining why. It's not hard to take a shower. If the both of you care enough about each other to want to continue to be friends, it is not hard to find a compromise that both of you will like. You just need to communicate. Perhaps you can invite her to show up earlier to shower at your place. It is surely less embarrassing for her if you talk to her about it in private, compared to her embarrassing herself to everyone who smells her and not even knowing about it. Not the asshole. You do not need to tell her the truth though. There is no helping her if you ignore it or lie to her. Have you ever offered to let her use your facilities? The shower, the washer, and dryer. Maybe start there like, hey Addie, not trying to make you upset or anything, but I noticed you have some odor, and I wanted to let you know if it's because you're having trouble getting a place to get clean, you are more than welcome to use my shower and washer. And if she dismisses it and doesn't change, be less nice and more firm. If this girl matters to you and you want to stay friends, you can't ignore her lack of hygiene. No assholes here, but you need to face your fear of confrontation and talk to her. Go to r/relationship advice if you need help figuring out what to say or how to say it. And back up to the post, edit. Thank you to everyone who gave me the honest assessment that yes, I would indeed be the asshole if I excluded my friend without explanation. I have a tough and uncomfortable conversation ahead of me, but it's one that needs to happen. Thanks especially to those that offered gentle talking points. I sincerely hope the issue isn't a symptom of something that requires treatment. If it is, then it's better to bring it up sooner rather than never. If it isn't, and just a matter of having access to cleaning facilities, I'll check with my housemates before opening an invitation for Addie to use my own. Thanks to everyone for your frank advice. It is much appreciated. And now on to the update. I followed Reddit's advice and took the issue to my friend directly. I asked Addie to meet at a coffee house, so we were on neutral ground. I decided to bring it up closer to the end of our meeting so she didn't feel awkward through the rest of our catch-up. I said, hey, I need to talk to you. Something has changed in the past few weeks, and I wanted to make sure that you're okay. I've noticed a strong smell. Do you have a place to shower or do laundry? Do you need help? And I let her know that I felt the need to bring it up because I care for her, and as friends, we need to look out for each other. Addie was, as expected, mortified. It really hurt to see her so distressed. She apologized several times for causing me discomfort. She really is too nice. She assured me that she did have access to those facilities and didn't know what the cause of the smell might be. Because she was assertive about wanting to solve this problem, I offered that maybe it was the new clothes that she thrifted. Some garments require special care, like dry cleaning. Addie said that was possible and assured me that she was going to start working on a solution as soon as we said goodbye. It was predictably awkward after this news broke. When I left, I was sure I lost a friend. But since then, we've been texting jokes and personal updates as per usual, so I think we're okay. As for the problem, I don't know if it's been put to rest quite yet. We both got new jobs recently, and we won't be able to see each other until right before the party. I should probably have another brief coffee date before then to see if Addie's solution worked. But now that the subject has been breached, I feel better about bringing it up in the future if needed, especially because Addie will know where I'm coming from, a place of love and concern. Thanks to everyone for your frank assessments before and your very helpful advice. I'm really glad I listened. And another update, I saw Addie recently and the smell is gone. She asked me if I could still detect it, and when I said I didn't, told me that she had laundered her entire wardrobe. So it seems the issue was indeed laundry-based. We are both really excited for the party, and I'm so glad that she'll be there. I think in a weird way, being honest about the situation actually made us closer as friends. Thanks again, everyone. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for kicking my friend out of my party after she had sex in the bathroom? So basically, I rented out a nice venue, plus catering and drinks, for my birthday party, and while we were partying, I noticed one of my friends and her boyfriend had disappeared for a while. I asked if anyone knew where they were, and people just shrugged. About 10 to 15 minutes later, my friend and her boyfriend emerged from the bathroom looking quite disheveled. I don't know how else to put it, but they looked flushed and their hair was a bit messy. So I took my friend to the side and asked her point blank if she had had bathroom sex with her boyfriend just now. And she looked shocked at me and said, "How could you tell?" I just rolled my eyes and said, "It wasn't that hard to put together." Then I kinda waited for a moment for her to apologize, and she didn't. And I said, "Are you going to say sorry?" Then she basically said that she had nothing to be sorry about, and what she did didn't affect the party at all. I was a bit drunk, so I ended up getting mad at her and asking her and her boyfriend to leave immediately. I personally don't think I was wrong to be annoyed, but my other friends implied I was overreacting by getting so angry and kicking them out. Also, in my defense, the party was almost over anyway. It ended about an hour later. The next day, I did feel a bit bad about my outburst, but I can't help but think I never would have done something like that at someone else's party. Am I the asshole? Additional info not initially included. 1. There were 14 people total there. Yes, including my parents. Everyone else is in their early to mid-20s. 2. This took place at a venue meant for smallish events in a hotel, catered by the restaurant within the hotel. 3. The bathroom was the restaurant's bathroom, not a private one for the event. And 4. It was definitely not a booze-filled rager, but also not a super fancy dinner. I was wearing my nicest shirt and pants, but not a suit and tuxedo, if that helps. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. 1. I kicked my friend and her boyfriend out of my party. 2. I might have overreacted too much due to alcohol plus feelings and expected an apology for something that wasn't that bad of a transgression. Now in the comments, you're the asshole. People bang in bathrooms at booze-fueled parties, try saying that 10 times fast. It is just a fact of life. If they weren't caught by staff or causing a scene, then what's the big deal really? OP's place, OP's rules. It wasn't OP's place though, it was just a venue. Rented by OP, hence for all intents and purposes, OP's place. I don't know. It seems to me OP should just mind her business and enjoy her party. I don't think it would really affect the party itself. Same. I would understand if the story was no one else could use the bathroom because they were screwing around, but that wasn't the story. Truly, who cares? They snuck off, had their fun, and then rejoined the party. If I caught my friends walking out all mussed up, I'd be like, so was it good? I'm wondering if OP has some religious background that's feeding into this, or maybe just self-righteous parents. For me, it's super weird to be angry that your friends got it on in the bathroom. They didn't actually affect the party. Everyone sucks here. Your friend probably shouldn't be screwing her boyfriend during a party in the bathroom, and you suck because you overreacted and turned it into a huge deal. If you didn't mention it, nobody would have cared, and the night would have continued on smoothly. Everyone sucks. Your friend just sucks in the bathroom. She was sucking something, alright. OP is just childish. Look, everyone, pay attention to me. If you're at a party enjoying yourself, would you notice someone missing for 10 minutes and then go looking for them? Like, that was the weirdest part. Someone isn't in the room for 10 to 15 minutes, and you need to get involved? Were there only like 5 people there? If someone disappeared to poop for 10 to 15 minutes, would they have pitched the same fit? Probably not. OP seems pissed that there was fun that didn't revolve around them. Now further down in the comments, OP gives an edit, I guess? Alright, so after reading through everything, I'm getting the overall vibe that it was a bit rude for them to have sex in the bathroom, but overall, I am more so the asshole for my reaction. I will be apologizing to my friend for my outburst and drunkenness. Thank you all for the comments. Feel free to continue discussing, but this is my general takeaway. I think the main reason I was upset was quite selfish, in that I felt like they had disrespected my birthday party by going off to have sex. I see now that this action could be interpreted many ways, including that they were just having a lot of fun. For those who mentioned the public indecency aspect, to be honest, I never even thought about losing my deposit, although I guess this could have happened. Another clarification, it wasn't just 10 to 15 minutes. It was 10 to 15 minutes after someone noticed they had been gone for a while and told me. Frankly, I don't know how long they were actually gone for, and my sense of time might not be that accurate due to the alcohol. More info about the venue. The venue was a private room in a hotel that is attached to a restaurant. The bathroom was the restaurant, so any of their patrons and employees could have walked in on it, but according to my knowledge, this didn't happen. And back up to the post, edit. Didn't know I could do this, but I'll update with what happened. After going through most of the comments, I came to the conclusion that both of us had been assholes, but I was the bigger one, so I called her to apologize. For those who suggested that either of us should cut the other one off, let this be a lesson that acting messy while drunk is no reason to end a good friendship. The outcome is, we made up. We agreed that neither of us would have done what we did if we hadn't been drinking. It was also the first real party we've had in over a year due to the pandemic, so maybe that affected my behavior badly. Both of us apologized, and I also showed her this thread. I can't believe this blew up so much. It seems that having sex in the bathroom during a party is some kind of litmus test. I don't know what for though. Surprising revelations from her side of the story, they were having make-up sex. She estimates that they were gone for about 40 minutes. Within that time, they had had a huge argument in the bathroom and made up by hooking up. She thinks a waiter came in and heard them, but she's not sure. Random thought, this whole ordeal would have made some great reality TV. Note, I know that many people will not read this, but I did not tell everyone at the party that I kicked them out. I said they decided to leave early, and then afterwards, I told 3 friends what actually happened. These are the friends who told me I overreacted. Turns out, they were right. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for telling my soon-to-be mother-in-law that my engagement ring is cursed? I, female 26, just got engaged. My soon-to-be mother-in-law is a nightmare. We are currently renovating a part of our place, and she has been lent a key in the meantime because she keeps coming over uninvited under the guise of helping clean up. But she really just likes to snoop and interfere. I do a martial art and take my engagement ring off before class. I came home from an afternoon class one day, and my engagement ring was not in the jewelry dish that I usually leave it in. I asked her about it, and she told me that she had taken it to a jeweler to get it cleaned. She looked super smug about it, and when I asked which jeweler, she pretended she couldn't remember. I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of having a reaction, so I just let it slide for a couple of days. A couple of days pass, and I ask her about it again, and she's super vague, still pretending she can't remember which jeweler, and saying she's too busy to pick it up anytime soon. So I said, wow, I really feel for that jeweler. Hope nothing happens to her. She asked what I meant, and I told her that my superstitious Brazilian grandmother had performed some traditional ritual on it that's usually known to curse anyone who takes or handles the ring other than the owner. She looked uneasy and asked me a couple more questions about this ritual, and I made some story up about how my mother's ring had been taken by a burglar who was crushed by a pillar of cement on his way out of the house. I totally made this entire ritual up, and I do have a Brazilian grandmother, but obviously she did not do some ritual to my ring. The next day, my fiancé told me while I was out that she was there to clean up a bit. Lo and behold, I get home. She had already left, and I find my ring where I had left it. It didn't look any cleaner than it had before. A week later, I received an abusive call from her saying that she had been in a minor car accident and she was blaming me and my witch doctor grandmother, saying she was now cursed for having touched it. I passed the phone to my fiancé, who tried to calm her down, but she was hysterical. I told my fiancé what I had told her, and he scolded me a bit because we both know how she is, and I should have known that she'd react this sort of way. It's been a further week since then, and she refuses to talk to me and keeps slandering me to my fiancé. Overall, he sort of recognizes how ridiculous she is being, but the drama of the situation is making me wonder if the whole curse tale was taking it a bit too far. So am I the asshole? Now in the comments, not the asshole. That is hilarious. The nerve of her taking your ring. She deserves the curse. I'm just sorry it's causing trouble for you. I kind of think your fiancé earned it by tolerating her behavior and not having changed the locks already. Also, have you checked your ring? I don't understand why she'd take it unless it was to keep it away from you. Does she disapprove of the engagement, or of you taking it off even if it's for a good reason? Was she going to swap stones or claim to have lost it? I really need to know her motivation for taking it. You might want to come clean before she meets your grandmother at the wedding though. And OP replies, she has never vocally disagreed with the engagement, but she has definitely interfered. I personally think it was just to mess with me or keep it from me. I really don't know. I don't think she ever even took it to a jeweler, to be honest. She didn't take it to the jeweler. She took it because she's a thief. That's a whole nother issue that you need to resolve, starting with changing the locks. Also, you and your fiancé need to figure out how to stop her from messing with you, or else this will be a strain on your entire marriage, especially if you have children. However, don't beat superstition with logic. You beat it with more superstition. You need to get your mother-in-law to believe that she personally lifted the curse so you could all move on with your lives. Tell your mother-in-law that you spoke to your grandmother to get clarity on the curse. Personally, I would tell your mother-in-law that grandma said that the curse only applies to thieves, so you don't know why mother-in-law is so convinced she's cursed, especially since she only took it to be cleaned. And grandma told you the secret antidote only because you were family. And then give her a procedure to do that's not too crazy, but crazy enough that you can enjoy yourself, knowing that she is totally going to do it again. Again, the point is to get your mother-in-law to believe that the curse has been lifted. Although I would add that the grandma said the thief has to apologize for stealing, but that might be more trouble than it's worth. Maybe make your mother-in-law believe that she has to bathe in goat's milk and pine cones after chanting the counterspell, which can be something random that you write in Portuguese. Just bear in mind that if grandma is planning on coming to the wedding, you need to play interception or at least warn her beforehand. All joking aside, you and your husband need to plan interference with how his mother is treating you, otherwise this really could negatively affect your relationship. Good luck, and please update us. Not the asshole. She stole your engagement ring. Making up a story is the least you could have done to her. Especially when she clearly made up the story about the cleaning. I've had my engagement ring cleaned. It takes 2 minutes, and you definitely don't need to leave it at the jeweler. To play devil's advocate, there can be much more extensive cleaning that involves taking the stones out of their setting and cleaning them and polishing the metal. I just took my ring to a jeweler to have it deep cleaned. She reset it and even expanded the hole for more light to reflect. At first, I didn't even think it was my stone. But this is a local jeweler who I've known for decades. Places like K Jewelry and Jared's don't usually deep clean rings. Well, how long did the jeweler have your ring? OP sounds like her ring was at the jeweler for at least 10 days and came back uncleaned. I dropped it off on the 9th of October and picked it up on the 20th, so 11 days. But mine definitely came back clean and sparkling like new. And now back up to the post, there is an update. I really did not expect this sort of response to this post. Thank you all so much for the awards. Fiancé and I have had a big chat, and he's admitted that he has to step up when it comes to his mother. He retrieved her key an hour ago, and he told her not to worry about the curse because it would have no effect on anyone who touched it without malicious intent. Big thank you to the commenters who suggested that absolutely gold approach. And that is where I'm going to leave the episode today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. For those of you who saw my post, it was my 24th birthday the other day. Had a lovely time, had a great day out with friends and family. I would also hope that you guys had a great weekend as well. That's all I really have to say on this one, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.